I'd like to call this meeting of the Brick Township Council to order. Madam Clerk?
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press on January 30th and the Ocean Star on February 5th, 2021. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards and the Township website.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and thanks for participating in tonight's Township Council meeting. The COVID-19 pandemic prevents us from meeting in the traditional way, but we have adjusted accordingly so that we can continue to conduct the business of the Township and serve our residents. This meeting is available through the Zoom application where you can see and hear tonight's meeting and participate during all public comment periods as you would if we were all together in person. To ask a question or comment, please click on your device and a bar will appear on the bottom of your screen. One of the icons posted there is a Raise Your Hand button. Click that to indicate you have a question. The Raise Your Hand icon can also be found by clicking on the More option. We can see that on our end and we'll call on people one at a time. Questions and comments are also welcome by email. The address is publicmeetingquestions@bricktownship.net. We are looking at that email throughout the meeting and we'll read those questions into the minutes and respond accordingly. Roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Here.
Councilman Menachino.
Here.
Councilwoman DeYoung. Councilman Mumolo.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Here.
Vice President Halloran.
Here.
President Crate.
Thank you. At this time, we will have a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the February 9th, 2021 meeting?
Second, Helen.
Thank you. Roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilman Mumolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we are on to the first two of our many budget presentations. So I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Bergen for our administration presentation.
Thank you very much, Council President Crate. On behalf of all of the department and division heads represented in this report, thanks to the mayor and members of the Township Council for your ongoing support. I will go through the division budgets that are included under administration. There are 11 budgets and hundreds of line items. Most of the budget line items have remained the same. In my presentation, I'll provide a brief overview of what each department does and address variances in operating and salary and wage budgets. I'll first start with administration. Administration staff includes 6 full-time employees. Administration is the front line for all in-person and telephone inquiries that come to the Township. They also track and ensure follow-up and on all email inquiries that come to the website. In 2021, we handled 44,084 cases through our Citizens Relationship Management System. Public relations, marketing, and special events are also handled by administration, including monitoring and updating of the Township's website and social media sites, including Facebook and Twitter, preparation and dissemination of press releases, and oversight of Brick Township's PEG channel, BTV. We have won several awards for our efforts to keep the public informed. Our work includes creating and posting bulletin board slides and preparing and posting all content, creating advertisements and promotional materials for various departments, preparing and disseminating email updates from the Township, photography at Township events, and the continued implementation of a seamless documentation program for online forms. Staff also manages the Buy and Brick program, which continues to grow and benefit our taxpayers. There were 771,332 Buy and Brick sales, which is dollars processed in 2020. Resident tax savings in last year was $46,371. Administration also manages constituent relations and publications such as advertisements, promotional materials, recycling brochures, event flyers, and any other publications as needed. Administration manages the design and creation of our recreation brochure and senior booklet, reducing the overall cost by bringing that work in-house. Administration staff also provide support to boards and commissions. The salary and wage budget decreased 13%, and the operating budget went up $375 based on actual expenditures from last year. The next budgets I'll discuss are Mayor's Office and Council. The office of the mayor includes our mayor and 2 full-time staff members. Mayor Ducey maintains office hours each week. His active schedule includes regular meetings with groups and organizations within the town, and he hosts many initiatives to engage the public, such as the a tremendously popular Facebook Live and regular attendance in council meetings. The mayor's teen advisory committee continues to engage young adults in activities and opportunities for teens to connect with peers and mentors in a safe, positive environment. He continues to meet regularly with the Senior Advisory Committee and readily accepts all invitations to speak at older adult communities, social service organizations, schools, businesses, and wherever else he is invited. He promotes the town's interests and advocates for our needs at the state and federal level. The mayor participates in the Ocean County Mayors Association, the New Jersey League of Municipalities, and the New Jersey Conference of Mayors. The salary and wage budget for the mayor's office increased by $1,000. Operating budgets have decreased 8% from last year as a result of a reduction in costs for printing and binding based on last year's actual expenditures. In terms of the council budget, the salary and wage budget remains flat. The operating budget for the council totals $1,840, which is down 19% from last year as a result of a decrease in the printing and binding line item based on actual expenditures. The council budget also includes items like conferences, flowers for special events, plaques, nameplates, letterhead, business cards, presentation folders, publications, and miscellaneous office supplies. Council members are very active in strategic planning and have working subcommittees including redevelopment, recreation, land use, public works, public safety, and business and finance. They regularly attend community events and represent the township at a variety of events and activities. Next report is for our purchasing department. The Office of Purchasing and Contracting is a division within the Department of Administration and Finance. It's a responsibility of the Division of Purchasing and Contracting to conduct all purchasing, the acquisition of all goods and services, in accordance with the applicable laws of the State of New Jersey, more specifically NJSA 40A:11-1, the Local Public Contracts Law. The Purchasing Department overall budget for 2021 decreased $525 from the 2020 budget due to the reduced need for educational courses for purchasing staff. In 2020, this office processed approximately 4,700 purchase orders, 34 bids for goods and services, 23 professional services requests for professionals, 12 capital bid projects, and 32 formal requests for quotes. The above tasks were accomplished by an office staff of 4. The office also oversees central receiving mailroom, which includes 1 additional staff member. He has processed over 75,000 pieces of mail, plus delivery to the post office for bulk mail projects, tax delinquent notices, neighborhood watch mailings, etc. He delivers mail packages and supplies throughout the municipal complex and all off-site locations, manages the central receiving and stockroom. Postage encompasses 92% of the operating budget. This line item includes postage for all departments and divisions' outgoing mail, mailing of property tax bills, homestead benefit adjusted bills for second quarter, estimated third quarter, final tax bills, and added omitted assessment tax bills. Delinquent tax notices mailed after each quarter, tax sale notices, post-tax year income statements mailed every January, Chapter 75 tax assessment notifications, which is mailed every January, Township newsletter mailed to every resident in town, certified and registered mail, regular, priority, and overnight postage. Additional line items in the operating budget is $6,000 for conferences and education. All staff members are certified in the area of public procurement through Rutgers Educational Program. Certifications are required to maintain through continuing education by attending conferences and seminars. The $1,250 budgeted for dues includes membership dues for Stafford Township Cooperative Pricing System, Governmental Purchasing Association of New Jersey, and the Southern Jersey chapter of the National Institute of Governmental Purchasing for every staff member. Memberships in these associations provide discounted prices for seminars and conferences, as well as a resource for bid specifications and pertinent purchasing information. Another line item is storeroom supplies at $1,500. This office's purchases and stocks frequently requested office materials and supplies as needed by all departments. Items are purchased off the state, county, and Stafford Township Cooperative Pricing System contracts. On a quarterly basis, the purchases are totaled and charged back to each department's budget. Human Resources is next, and there goes purchasing. Okay. The HR department manages all township employees, currently 432 full-time and 164 part-time and seasonal. During the summer months, they coordinate all hiring and employment management for the approximately 150 additional employees. They create and institute HR policies and maintain compliance with state and federal laws. HR handles employee training, including safety, the Employee Assistance Program, and other workplace trainings. All health benefits are handled by Human Resources. They coordinate with our brokers for contract proposals, renewals, rate changes, fee submissions, and compliance with federal guidelines. They handle required reporting as well as resolving claims issues. HR staff processes all liabilities claims with our insurance company. They ensure compliance with safety regulations and vendor insurance. Highlights and accomplishments from 2020 include COVID work, policy development, implementation and enforcement, COVID case tracking, administration of the FFCRA, CARES Act reimbursement, submissions, administration of the 6-week furlough, transition of the new safety inspector, began implementation of additional members for medical claim oversight. Special projects for the coming year include implementation of a new payroll HR attendance software, continued implementation of Horizon improvements, HR data consolidation, implement overall training schedule plan, supervisor training, implement exit interviews, develop a new employee orientation, revise and update employee handbook and safety manual, and continue CARES Act reimbursement submissions. HR salary and wage budget decreased 11% following a retirement. The operating budget increased 75% as a direct result of expert services line item increase for legal services. The next department for discussion is the Office of the Township Clerk. The Clerk's office is comprised of 6 members. Our clerk and deputy clerk hold registered municipal clerk certifications, and the Township Archivist has begun classes to obtain that certification as well. 3 staff members hold a certified municipal registrar certification, and a 4th began classes for that certification last year. Every staff member is a notary public, and 1 staff member is fluent in English and Spanish. The Division of Archives has a staff of 3 full-time employees, the Township Archivist, who holds state and federal records management certifications, and 2 clerks. There is also a clerk assigned to police records and is working on a major police scanning project in archives. The Township Clerk's office, which issues 30 different types of licenses and permits, brought in $155,171.35 for 2020 and issued 1,366 dog and cat licenses, totaling $26,597. The Office of Vital Statistics, which includes all records of births, deaths, and marriages, issued 1,543 death certificates, 387 marriage applications, 678 marriage certificates, 1,696 birth certificates, totaling $50,296. In addition, we collected $14,590 in tourism fees. The operating budget for the clerk's office totals $38,625, which is down 10% from what was appropriated last year, with expert services being one of the largest items. The archivist would like to take on another major backfiling imaging project this year for $6,000. The project will either include payroll or engineering records. We do not have the resources to do this project in-house, and we have secured a contract with NJ Office Systems who is under state contract. The payroll project was scheduled for last year, but an overwhelming amount of closed-out building permits required that to take precedent. Advertising and codification of the Township Code is also a significant part of the budget. Legislation is what drives those 2 line items. The operating budget for the council totals $1,840, down 20% from last year. The council budget includes items like, as I mentioned earlier, conferences and miscellaneous supplies. The operating budget for elections is the printing and mailing of the sample ballots for the primary election. The service is that is provided by the county clerk but paid for by the township. That is unchanged from last year. There is not a salary line item associated with this budget. Next is our finance department. Finance department consists of 6 full-time employees, 2 of whom are dedicated to payroll. The finance department creates and signs all purchase orders, 4,900 were created in 2020, and checks, 3,808, and claims and manuals created in 2020. They create the current, temporary, and adopted and capital fund budgets, posts budget at the beginning of the year, and does all transfers and closeout procedures at year-end, creating all pertinent resolutions to process all. Agrees receivables to tax reports, ties general ledger appropriations and reserves to budget reports, balances all interfunds, keeps a cash flow analysis monthly, and ties all cash receipts and disbursements into entry Excel books to posted reports. They send out the W-9s and W-2s at year-end, They keep a township fixed assets inventory that is added or deleted from as needed. They create cancellation resolutions for all grants. They create Chapter 159s as needed and enters all new grants into Edmunds. At this time, the township has 43 grants open. They analyze money in the capital budget to keep track of when a band sale is needed and when needed to roll into bonds, creating supplemental debt statements, create cancellation resolutions when needed, input capital chargeback, create and sign all certificates of availability of funds, and enters all new capital ordinances into Edmunds. At this time, there are 38 ordinances open. They perform 43 bank reconciliations monthly. They analyze approximately 900 open escrow accounts, analyze 170 electric accounts, 58 water and sewer accounts, 25 natural gas accounts, and 28 telecommunication accounts monthly. All aspects of payroll processing, printing and stuffing of checks, implement of payroll into Edmunds, make changes to employees' files that will need to be reflected in the salary wage, such as yearly increase, longevity, steps, etc., health care contribution, pensions, direct deposit information, court subpoenaed garnishments, etc. The township was able to maintain its Moody's Financial Services AA2 rating on all of its bonds, which is long-term financing issued during 2020, based upon its financial strength and fiscal practices, as well as the M1G1 rating on its notes, which is short-term financing, which is the highest rating offered by Moody's. In addition, the township maintained its bond rating from Standard & Poor's of a AA. This allows the township to borrow and issue its debt at the best possible rates, which saves the taxpayers interest costs year in and year out while addressing the capital needs of the township to maintain infrastructure and maintain service levels to its residents. Finance Department salary and wage budget decreased 12% based on actual costs last year, and the operating budget increased $11,050 as needed for expert services, including the accountant, consultant, ADS and AFS budget, actuarial services for a full year, not just a rollover year. Next up is data processing, which is otherwise known as IT. The IT department supports close to 100 servers, including over 50 virtual servers, over 500 PCs, laptops, and tablets, 142 FirstNet cellular devices, and 73 Verizon cellular accounts. This includes township and police-assigned cell phones, hotspots, and mobile accounts for laptops and tablets. The IT department has also assumed the responsibilities of managing the deployment and setup of all township cell phones and upgrades. Almost 200 printers, including the e-ticket printers and police vehicles. They support more than 30 scanners and copiers. They currently manage 109 security cameras at 14 different locations, with more cameras being added each year. 4 high availability environments, including but not limited to the police dispatch system, email server, file servers, Alchemy, NetMotion, VPN servers, township websites, the Citizens Relationship Management System, and more. These high availability environments greatly reduce downtime. The township has more than 60 separate software hardware systems used by the different departments of Town Hall. The IT department completes software updates on all township servers and keeps all desktops computers current with a 5-year replacement schedule. The IT department is also in the process of installing planning security cameras at Hank Waltonowski Park, Bayside Park, the park at Cedar Bridge Manor, and Pinewood Park, as well as adding additional or replacing cameras at Drum Point Sports Complex, Town Hall, Freedy Park, and Arrowhead Park. The EMS building on Lanes Mill Road is the latest security camera installation to be completed. Upcoming projects this year include implementing a new time and attendance payroll HR software system, replacing our old camera recording system at all locations, police department renovations in the records division, operations division, the new operations building behind Town Hall, and setting up senior services and EMS in the Aurora First Aid building. The IT salary and wage budget increased 2%, and the operation budget increased 13% as a result of additional software costs. The next report covers both tax collector and tax assessor. Tax office duties and responsibilities are directed pursuant to state statutes, specifically Title 54. Our levy for 2020 was in excess of $244 million, with a 98.77 rate of collection. The total collected was $241,746,935.67. The salary and wage line item has continued to decrease due to the internal promotion of current staff members subsequent to retirements. The tax collector's office is currently in need of 1 staff member. They're holding steady with their current staffing. The operating expense budget request totals $48,610, which is an increase of $1,660. This is due to training and paymentous direct billing costs. The tax assessor's office, with a staff of 8, oversees almost 32,000 residential and 800 commercial properties, with a total assessed value of over $10.4 billion. Last year, they placed more than $70 million of added assessment value on our tax list. Part of their responsibilities includes not only maintaining a record of the specifics about a property, but also monitoring any deed recordings to assure that any changes in ownership are made in our public record. Implementing any changes to the tax map is also the duty of the tax assessor's office. Brick Township has approximately 2,900 residents receiving a senior citizen or veteran property tax deduction, which they also manage on behalf of the Division of Taxation on a yearly basis. The salary and wage budget for the tax assessor budget decreased 1%, and the operating budget increased 4%. The expert services line item increased as a result of anticipated costs for statutory mailings, including Chapter 75 postcards, tax appeal appraisal services, and tax maps GIS updates. Next up is seniors. The Brick Senior Services Office is staffed with 4 full-time outreach workers, 2 part-time employees, and 1 program director. Their main focus is providing advocacy, information, and assistance applying to various state benefit service programs. Staff conducts in-person evaluations in office, or at home to determine eligibility for those social service programs. Full-time staff are certified state health insurance counselors, providing counseling on Medicaid, Medicare issues. In addition, Senior Services offers a variety of activities and programs to keep seniors engaged, promoting health and wellness through exercise, art, and providing numerous opportunities to socialize in a welcoming environment. As a result of the pandemic, in-home visits are temporarily suspended, but virtual programs have expanded. We have a fleet of 2 ADA-compliant buses and vehicles used to provide much-needed transportation for medical appointments, shopping, and accessing services. There are 2 full-time bus drivers and 1 part-time dispatcher for the senior bus shuttle program. According to the current data from the Census Bureau, 20% of the population in Brick Township is age 65 or older. In 2020, Brick Seniors provided services to over 3,350 seniors and family caregivers. Brick Seniors provided 3,100 counseling units in our office to 700 seniors. 3,595 seniors attended our various activities and programs, and staff provided 5,910 transportation trips to 305 seniors. Staff made 23,100 wellness calls, a 300% increase from the prior year, to 113 homebound seniors, and provided follow-up reevaluations to over 20 elderly homebound residents receiving Meals on Wheels. Overall, staff addressed over 11,033 calls and provided approximately 44,500 units of service in all categories, and had a cumulative total of 3,600 attendees to all our events. Brick Senior Services received $135,000 in Title IIIB and Title IIIE grant funding from the Ocean County Board of Chosen Freeholders. In 2020, we received $5,350 in donations. Any donations received are used to offset the costs involved in providing services to our seniors. CARES Act funding in the amount of $40,282 was awarded for senior services. 2021 operating expenses decreased $2,000 from the previous year, and the salary and wage budget also decreased by 3%. The last report is for the Municipal Court. The Brick Municipal Court is the 3rd largest of the 33 municipal courts in Ocean County. Annual filings for 2020 were $8,561, which is a decrease from 2019 of 6,998 filings. This number consists of filings not only from the Brick Police Department, but also the State Police, the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office, Division of Fish and Wildlife, Department of Weights and Measures, Marine Police, Animal Control, Code Enforcement, Zoning, Building, and private citizens for any incidents occurring in the jurisdiction of Brick Township. Court sessions are held every Monday at 9 a.m., with the exception of the second Monday, which is at 10 a.m., every Wednesday at 9 a.m., and every Thursday at 9 p.m. The second Monday, 10 a.m. court session is for code enforcement violations only. The public defender's schedule varies monthly, with approximately 9 to 10 sessions each month. The public defender will occasionally be required to represent a detained indigent defendant being held on domestic violence disorderly persons violation, where the defendant is appealing the detainment. In 2021, we project holding 141 court sessions. This total includes 12 code enforcement violation sessions. The current staff consists of our court administrator, 2 deputy court administrators, and 7 additional staff members. $15,455 is being requested for our 2021 operating and expense budget. This is a $1,050 decrease from last year. The salary and wage budget increased 2.8%. This concludes my report, so a little bit of levity in my last slide here, which is the department heads gathering last year for our annual budget meeting, and just having a little fun at trying to make the numbers work. So that concludes my report. Any members of the council or public that would like to go into more detail on these budgets are more than welcome to make an appointment with my office. Thank you again for all of your support, and special thanks to the department and division heads who work so well serving the public.
Thank you, Ms. Bergen. I'm opening it to council for questions or comments on the administrative budget presentation. Hearing none, close council. Open to public for questions or comments on the administrative budget presentation. Seeing none, close public. Thank you. We are on to our second presentation, and at this time we'll have Chief Riccio give us our police department budget presentation.
Chief's muted.
Well, he would be self-muted, but
Let him know in case he doesn't know.
I'm asking you to unmute, Chief, so you should just be able to click that. If not, you might want to come on into the...
Yeah?
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Now you're gone again.
You can do your presentation.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Oh, I'm not on now. Yes.
Okay. Start again. The Department of Public Safety is comprised of several areas of responsibility. In addition to traditional police services, the department is also responsible for the management of police dispatchers, special police, emergency medical services, emergency management, crossing guards, and a number of community-oriented programs such as Police Cadets, DARE program, Connie the Most program, Meet and Feed, CERT, Patriot Watch, as well noted that the salaries for all part-time EMTs are charged to the overtime line item, but at a straight time rate and not an overtime rate. This year, we are asking that $2,155,488 be budgeted for EMS salaries, and that $250,000 again be allocated for EMS overtime. The EMS operating budget was $278,100. Of that amount, $267,086 was expended, which is $11,013 less than what was budgeted. This year, we are asking that $280,950 be budgeted, which is a $2,850 increase. The increase is in anticipation of a rising costs associated with medical supplies. Next area, crossing guards. This year, we budgeted $490,000 in crossing guard salaries and $2,000 for overtime. In 2021, we are asking that $480,000 be budgeted for salaries and $5,000 for overtime. The only other line item associated with crossing guards is uniforms and safety equipment. We're asking that $9,900 be budgeted for uniforms and equipment, a $4,295 decrease from last year. The decrease is a result of our not having to replace jackets this year, which are a contractual requirement and are cycled every 3 years. That concludes the budget presentation for my department. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the mayor, members of the council, and the business administrator for your continued support. Without your support, we would not be as successful a department as we are today. This administration has always made sure that we have the resources necessary to do our job and to do it well. I would also like to thank the men and women of my department who work very hard each and every day to keep our residents safe. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to open up the council for questions or comments on the police department budget presentation. Hearing none, close council. Open to public for questions or comments on the police department budget presentation. Hearing none, close public. Thank you so much, Chief Riccio. We appreciate your time in presenting to us. You too. With that, we are moving on to our consent agenda. Madam Clerk?
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted in one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Thank you. Resolution 5-1.
Authorized temporary budget appropriations.
This resolution authorizes emergency temporary appropriations for the municipal budget as needed through the end of April. This resolution allows the township to increase line item department budgets by the amount specified, which has been calculated to get all departments through to the time of the adopted budget. Resolution 5-2.
Authorized cancellation of grant appropriated reserves and receivables.
This resolution authorizes the cancellation of grant appropriated reserves and receivables in programs where the funds cannot be spent within the contract period. Resolution 5-3.
Authorize award of bid Pinewood Park parking lot improvements.
This resolution authorizes an award of bid to S&G Paving Construction, Jamesburg, in the amount of $243,888.80 for the Pinewood parking lot improvements. The project generally consists of mill and overlay of the Pinewood Park parking lot located off Route 88 near Pinewood Drive. Bid notices were provided to 68 prospective bidders from our bidders list and 10 requested bid packages. 12 bids were submitted with prices ranging from the low bid of $243,888.80 to a high bid of $543,013. Resolution 5-4.
Authorize award of bid improvements to Laurelhurst Phase 1 and 2.
Mayor?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes award of bid to MECO Incorporated of Clarksburg, New Jersey, in the amount of $802,008.95 for improvements to Laurelhurst Phases 1 and 2. So the project generally consists of general pavement, sidewalk and drainage improvements, as well as curb ramp upgrades and other associated work on various roads throughout the township. The project scope for Phase 1 includes Glenmere Drive, Sunnycrest Drive, Salem Road, Laurelwood Road, and Forest Drive. And then Phase 2 is including Laurelhurst Drive, Robbins Street, Robbins Court, Diane Drive, and Edgewood Drive, with West Drive and East Drive added as alternatives. Bid notices went out to 68 prospective bidders, and 14 of them requested bid packages. Of those 14, 8 submitted bids, and the low bid for the base project plus alternates is $802,008.95, which we're asking to be awarded to MECO Incorporated, and then the bids went all the way up to as high as $1,146,282.25. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 5-5.
Authorized execution of agreement lifeguard services Ocean Club at Manaloking.
This resolution authorizes an agreement with the Ocean Club at Manaloking for lifeguard services for the 2021 summer season. In this agreement, the association will reimburse the township for the use of our guards. Resolution 5-6.
Authorized special events permit St. Patrick's Day event.
This resolution authorizes a special events permit for P.J. Sweeney's to conduct a St. Patrick's Day event on March 17th between the hours of noon and 10 p.m. at the restaurant on Brick Boulevard. Resolution 5-7, Madam Clerk.
5-7A is an inspection fund release for P. Holding Company, Inc. on Brick Boulevard in the amount of $437.76. 5-7B is an inspection fund release for CBT Realty on Princeton Avenue in the amount of $322.41. 4-7D is an inspection fund release for PFG Construction, LLC on Jordan Road in the amount of $202.70. And 5-7E is an inspection fund release for Colonial Funeral Home on Sally Egg Road in the amount of $297.25.
Thank you. Resolution 5-8, Ms. Bergen.
Thank you. 8A is 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 378.38, Lot 6, in the amount of $2,457.10. 8B is 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 902.18, Lot 12, in the amount of $7,598.82. 8C, 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 1192.37, Lot 24, in the amount of $3,280.52. 8D, 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 1386.01, Lot 2, in the amount of $7,816.60. 8E, tax overpayments for 2020, there is one. Block 211.29, Lot 12, in the amount of $1,691.04. And 8F, tax overpayments for 2021, there are three. Block 921, Lot 13, in the amount of $3,685.94. Block 279, Lot 12, in the amount of $1,044.69. And Block 211.29, Lot 12, in the amount of $291.47.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of our consent agenda. Can I get a motion and second? Open to council. Closed council, open to public for questions on the resolutions only. Seeing none, closed public. Roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilman Mumolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to 5-9, computer bill resolution 2021.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $9,593,730.37.
Thank you. Open to council. Closed council, open to public for questions on the computer bill resolutions only. Closed public, roll call.
I need a motion in a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
That's
jumped
okay.
ahead. I didn't get a motion in a second. You're right. Can I get a motion in a second? I'm sorry. Okay.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilman Mumolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Resolution 510, manual bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Annual bill resolution in the amount of $1,757,368.68.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and second?
Motion Halloran, second Mumolo.
Open to council. Closed council, open to public for questions on the manual bill resolution. Closed public, roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilman Mamalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are on to 6-1, ordinance on first reading.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code, Chapter 445, Trailers and Storage Containers.
This ordinance is being presented by the Land Use Committee for consideration. The village zone does not permit any exterior storage of materials or equipment. The intent was to keep permitted uses less intense than many current non-conforming uses such as construction yards and mechanic shops so close to the residential zone. Although the zoning official agrees with the idea of limiting uses that have an exterior presence, he feels it excludes uses that may be a good fit to the surrounding areas and would not be a nuisance to the residential homes if the exterior storage component was controlled by ordinance. Permitting a designated area, size based on percentage of the lot where outside storage is permitted, would allow for uses that currently cannot be there. Many of the businesses that have been interested in the village zone properties are contractors, landscapers, and other service-style businesses that rely on exterior storage for their equipment. This ordinance was designed to provide them with outside trailer space with limitations. The proposed ordinance stipulates that no more than 2% of the lot size can be used for storage, including trailers. Additionally, to make this a formal process for businesses to follow that is consistent and easy to manage, the ordinance allows for land use staff to approve trailers and sheds through the conditionally exempt site plan process. Sorry about that. Which is done in-house and does not require an appearance before the planning board. Existing trailers must go through the conditionally exempt site plan process. Currently, storage trailers are not permitted in the business zones except M1. This ordinance revision is required to allow the storage trailers in all business zones. The guidelines will stipulate that a conditionally exempt site plan can be considered for an applicant seeking one trailer for a parcel of 60,000 square feet or less. For lots greater than 60,000 square feet in area, 2 trailers will be considered. Can I get a motion and second? Who was that? I'm sorry. Thank you. Open to council? Closed council, roll call?
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilman Mamalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are on to public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Anyone from public? Seeing none, close public, and we are on to council comments. Ms. Bergen.
I think I spoke more than enough tonight, but thank you.
I feel the same way about myself, thank you. Mayor Ducey. I'm not skipping you this week, sorry.
Oh, that's right. Thanks. So just wanted to let everybody know there's a new business. It's a Dunkin' Donuts, a new Dunkin' Donuts that's opening. It's the grand opening if you want to go. It actually is already open, but they're having their official grand opening ribbon cutting on March 20th, which is a Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's on Route 88, kind of down by the Restaurant Supply, the old Restaurant Supply store, across the street from that. Maybe if you're going towards Point Pleasant, it's probably a quarter mile, a little less, past St. Dominic's. So that's Saturday, March 20th at 10 a.m. if you want to welcome another new business coming to town. And then the only other thing I want to comment on is the new marijuana bill that was passed. There's a clause in there that I don't think a lot of people know about, which is pretty upsetting. So if any person who's under the age of 21 that's caught with marijuana or alcohol, it's actually illegal now for the police to tell their parents about that first arrest for marijuana or alcohol. So that doesn't matter if they're 20 years old or 19 or 14 or 15 years old. The same law is in effect. So to me, I mean, the parents should be the number one people parenting their kids, and you can't take away the parents' rights to parent their kids, and you can't, parent correctly without the notification. So the police would be able to, find a kid with, vodka or whatever, and if it's the first time ever, it's basically they get a written warning and that's it, and the parents do not get notified. So as a parent, I'm upset by this law, and I think it definitely needs to be fixed. The law, as is, it strips our rights to parent. We're not going to know when our kids are in trouble with weed or alcohol or going down maybe a dangerous path, and if we knew sooner as parents, we could step in, and when there is this problem that's happening. So it's really unconscionable, and hopefully the state legislature reverses this part of the law. And again, it's scary. So it's weed or alcohol, 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, whatever age, it doesn't matter. The police, it's illegal for the police to tell the parents that they caught their child with marijuana or alcohol. So I think it's really wrong, and hopefully they change it. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Starkey?
Thank you for asking. I don't have anything for tonight, just thank Ms. Berger for talking so quickly. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
I have nothing, thank you.
Madam Secretary?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilwoman Zapsik?
Thank you, Council President. I would just like to thank Ms. Berger and Chief Riccio for their thorough and well-organized budget presentations, as well as their efforts to contain costs in the upcoming year. This is important to all of us. And other than that, that's all I have this evening. I would like to ask everybody to wear your mask, wash your hands, wash your hands. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Minikino?
Thank you. I'd also like to thank Ms. Bergen and Chief Riccio for a fine presentation, and that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, she's not here. Skip that. Councilman Mumolo?
Yes, of course, I'd like to thank Ms. Bergen and Chief Riccio for the presentations, and everyone have a good one. Thank you.
Councilwoman Pontoriero?
Thank you, Madam President. I too would like to thank the efforts of Mrs. Bergen as well as Chief Riccio in not only putting together a very easy to understand budget presentation, along with their efforts to really keep the budgets in check at a time where that's not easy. So thank you both for
Thank you. Council Vice President Halloran?
Thank you. Mariana, I certainly understand what you're saying, and I know that we all will put you in our prayers, and your family especially, to keep them strong and keep you strong. I want to thank Ms. Bergen and Chief Riccio, and I do want to mention the wonderful PowerPoint that accompanied the presentation. I thought that was very beneficial to me, and was also, I would think, beneficial to the public watching. And the only other thing I have is happy St. Patrick's Day. Please be safe, and we'll see you next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next scheduled meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Somebody? No? Somebody besides you? Vince, sounds good. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.